Friday, July 12th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, returns to California for BKFC Fight Night Pachanga. Witness combat sports vet Robbie Problems Peralta fighting to reclaim victory as he knuckles up with a man who will stop at nothing to claim superstardom, Ruben Bad Boy War. In the co-main event, Japanese sensation Tetsuki Shinotsuka travels to the U.S. to battle the fierce Cari Caprio. Don't miss history in the making. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it now at bkfc.com. Well, since nothing works in this studio, in this Satellite 5, I just sat down. We're going to get into it. I wish I could say hi to you on the chat, but I don't know who's here yet because I haven't had a chance to look because I'm trying to get printers to work here. It's a daily struggle here. We're excited, though. A lot of stuff going on, as always. Coming up, a huge show, record-breaking show at Hollywood. We're going to talk to Chris Lights Out Lido. He's going to stop by. We'll look at the show. We'll talk about some other stuff that I saw throughout the weekend with Chris. And have some fun with him. Play a game, too. Nicolas Cage character or fighter? He's going to have to guess who's who. Ruben War's going to check it ahead of his battle against Robbie Problems Peralta July 20th at BKFC Fight Night Pachanga. That'll be great. Ruben, a very interesting story, very interesting guy I'm looking forward to talking to. Also, we're going to have some exclusive footage from BKFC 62. It's our most recent sold-out show, as I said earlier, in Hollywood. Look at that crowd, man. I have some stuff there for you, some stills, some video from our amazing content team, plus a main event announcement and a date for our return to Edmonton, Canada. We're going to talk about that later and so much more. But first, I want to check in with the boys. Always like to do this. Oh, no wonder I'm not seeing anybody here because I rushed. I'm on the wrong thing.
The boys are here.
I know.
We've got reporting in. We've just got the K-Cup in, so we're going to make some of the Bare Knuckle coffee live on the show.
From Savage Sip, baby.
From Savage Sip. We'll do a live taste test.
Good.
And let you guys know. Oh, shit. Wrong button.
God, come on.
I haven't had my coffee yet. I was waiting for my first coffee of the day.
We both have been waiting.
So
I know.
The show is, we're going to be messing up.
We had our minion bring it into us.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
I got to read how this thing works.
Look, I know who's here now. I can see it. Paul Pickett Podcast. What's up, Little Ben? Tylen Bates. Dylan's here. Wesley Killeagle. Everybody's here, man. Look at this. Quailman's here. Ambidextrous is here. Man, I missed all you guys. Scott's here. Thank you for coming. Hey, make sure you share it. I hope you like the Hawk 2 graphic. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The Hawk 2. That's like the big thing going on now. So we figured we'd cash in. So we're excited to try the Savage Sip coffee. Going to do that in a minute. Hawk 2 craze. Guys, thoughts on that? Anyone have been at Hawk 2? I don't know what they ask you about it.
Have I ever been? Oh, yeah.
Brandon, stay quiet. All right. Thoughts on the Hollywood show?
I think all of America is looking for that girl right now.
Well,
Has anyone found her?
No, apparently she's like the son of a pastor.
I heard she was a preschool teacher. And
I've heard all these rumors.
She lost her job, but I think she's selling Hawk 2 hats.
She is.
Now.
She teamed up with a guy with a big beard. Some guy from, I don't know where they're from, but she's selling Hawk 2 spit on it hats, and it'll probably be big.
America's
business.
sweetheart.
She needs to get an OnlyFans, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying to do anything dirty, but there's certain things she could do to enhance the Hawk 2 thing, and she could make a lot of money. I'm just saying. A business opportunity. Let's talk about the Hollywood show. But first we get to that, I want to talk about our beautiful accommodations. You know, I love the accommodations that BKFC provides. This time it was very interesting. I called Evan as soon as we got there, and I said, Evan, have you been in your room yet? Have you seen the shower? This looks like something that you put a quarter in. You'll see what I mean. Let's show the clip. I'll talk over it when we're showing it. But I filmed this in my room. It looks like you put a quarter in it, and like a nude woman would be behind her. In Evan's case, maybe a nude man dancing, and we'd figure it out. Let's see.
No judgment.
Where is it at, dude?
I'm waiting
what
for
are you
Brandon
doing?
to press the damn button.
I'm not in a good mood today, Brandon. Thank you.
Go.
What are you doing? There we go. See, look, this is the shower in my room. There's my bed that I slept in. You wake up. And you could just open your shower like that and look at the people. That's strange to me, that kind of hotel. Why is that there? Can anybody help me in the chat? Let us know. Literally, I mean, it was like something from a dirty...
I'm sure there's an innocent reason.
strip joint. All right,
I'm going to make coffee. You have anything for me?
I
think
it's
very
the only
important.
other thing is, go and make the coffee because I want to try that. But the other thing was the beautiful rooms we had. I mean, they were nice rooms, nice balcony. My room had a nice view.
Hard Rock room was nice.
Yeah, well, look at my room. Look at the view we had. Beautiful Miami. Scenic Miami. I got to see it all. There's my view.
That's right.
And by the way, if you look close here towards the end, number one, you heard these cars all night when you're trying to sleep. There's also a train over there. I zoom in. Train track. So you got the train and the cars. I mean, I felt like I was in Miami. The beautiful palm trees, as you can see. I want to thank BKFC for my wonderful accommodations. We appreciate you. Other than that, it was a good night. It was a good night of fights. I know you feel the same way. I've been talking to a lot of you. Like I said, sold out. We set records there. I think. Oh, I thought you were making coffee, but he's still there. Evan,
no, I ain't your coffee boy.
Not you. Make coffee for everybody. But what did you think about the fights, man?
Incredible night of fights.
Yeah.
I mean, top to bottom, and also shout out to the Miami crowd because normally they stumble in a little late, but this place, by like the top of the prelims, it was packed. They stayed the whole time.
Yeah.
Awesome fights from top to bottom. It kind of got a little slow in the middle there.
Yep.
But then once the title fights got in, it picked right up, and it was all action. I mean, Jared and Jomi had a really tough fight. And they both look pretty good, but Jared came on top. Pause.
That's usually a Lido line.
And then who was the next title fight?
They were all
Bloss
good.
and Keith.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Keith was
Obvious
swinging
reasons.
on Sam Burgos.
Sam Burgos better gotten some hazard
Bro.
pay for that.
I was sitting there watching that, and it was like 4 seconds. He's still swinging on because I think everybody was looking at Bloss. I'm like, is anybody gonna go jump in? And then all of a sudden,
everybody.
What's Jacob, our ring crew, was there right on him. So shout out to Jacob.
Yeah, Jake, good
saving
job.
the day.
You can see, you watch it, like there's a photographer, Vespi's yelling, you got Vito yelling.
Vespi's
Everyone's like, ah, stop!
Oh, it was bad. I mean,
we'll revisit that later on the
we should
show.
talk about that
That was crazy, and then the main event that was going to be hot. You knew that.
That was hot. And also, I think Kai won the Miami crowd there.
Yeah.
Because we were going in, we're like, shit, we had to beef up security. We didn't know what was going to happen if it was like a close, loss, like a decision went Kai's way, but or like a split decision rather. But no, Kai I think did a really great job.
Me too. Kai winning people over. Kai hasn't had to win me over.
People still doubt Kai.
I don't.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
I didn't have any doubt. The first fight with Louis, maybe a little bit because I wasn't sure. And then what's going on here? What is happening? What are you doing
Brandon's
back?
unplugging stuff back here.
Come on,
he had
bro.
3 hours to get ready, and now he's unplugging.
He hasn't had his coffee.
Speak for yourself.
So,
the HDMI splitter went out.
The HDMI splitter went out, everyone.
All right, let me keep moving here. So, it was a great night of fights. We're going to unpack a little more with Lytle later on.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay, well, it was going to be time for mail call. Then you can go.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Your mail call. That would be this one.
It's time for mail call.
What a show today. Thank you, Evan. You're the man. Rick Caruso, Slick Rick just joined up too, man. Thanks for being here. All right, mail call. So first things first, I want to congratulate Lou Fuse, who had a baby. Congratulations to him. That's very important. We got to get him a bare knuckle onesie or something sent over him. Congrats on your beautiful little girl, Lou Fuse. We do have a picture of that somewhere. I don't know if it's going to come up. I don't understand what's happening.
Brian.
Just tell me what's going on.
Do you want to see what the issue is?
No, I won't understand. Why do we always have issues? Is it your fault? Is it?
Sure.
He's getting mad.
Take the blame.
He's getting mad.
I don't give a fuck.
Here
you go.
He's getting mad.
This is the thing that normally I show these on, but see, it's doing all this weird shit.
All right, so tell me right now, what we need to do is not do the mailbag then.
No, we can do the mailbag. I'm not gonna be as quick because I got to work off this tiny ass screen. So, yeah, give me a second.
Why do we even do a show anymore?
I don't know.
I that's not a target at you. That's what's going on here.
Anyway, let's talk. Go ahead.
We have the lowest budget I've ever seen in
What
my
are we
life.
talking about?
I pay myself.
We're talking about.
There you go, the baby.
Aw,
Let's get
awesome.
happy things. There we go. Congratulations to Lou Fuse, a beautiful little baby girl. We love guys like that. One of our kind of correspondents, and we want to thank him for everything he does. Matter of fact, if you have time to get this up, Lou also sent this in. Heavyweight champ Mick Terrell and Big Ben Rothwell chatting it up, and we've had some hints of that fight. Let's see what we heard.
I told him to get you on. He said you started talking. Usually you're pretty, mellow. And I said all of a sudden you're talking shit again. You're like, oh, I'm gonna knock him out and be home by Sunday. I'm like, I just need to know though, how much of the shit talk is actually you, or how much is it your manager?
I'm not sure. It depends what platform you're looking at.
That's right. I knew it. Your manager likes to help you out. I get it.
Hey, that's what you pay them for.
Right. Don't let them talk too much shit for you though.
I've got the hands to back it up, so I'm usually all right.
And there you go.
There's only
He's
three.
got his hands to back it up.
Yeah, this is every.
Usually all right. That was about 44, you know. That was for Brandon, not for you. So he's got his hands to back it up. This is a fight I want to see. It's a fight everybody wants to see. Fuse, thanks for doing that, man. We appreciate it. There's more to it. You can check it out with Lou Fuse. He's the UK guy, and he's always got some great content. Check out that whole, I don't want to call it a face-off, kind of hanging out, chatting, seeing what's going on with that fight. Also, I want to shout out the fans. I love doing that. Met a lot of nice people in Hollywood. I met Cooper from North Dakota. I met him and his girl after the show walking through the casino. He said he was a big fan of the show. He stopped me. Cooper, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That meant a lot to me. Carlos, the security guard, I met him too. And this guy's in the chat right now, Noah Sorrentino. It's like the situation's last name. I went all the way up to the 300 level. I met Noah in Clearwater, and I went up and hung out with him and hung from the rafters for a while. And I'll tell you what, there's not a bad seat in that building. I realized that when I went up to the top. He was up there. It was great to see you again, Noah. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for being a fan of the show. Thanks for asking for the picture. We really appreciate that. I say that every week. I also want to throw congratulations out to, we talked about it a little bit at the top of the show, the new champ, the new light heavyweight champ, Jared, the Captain Deadpool Warren. All kinds of stuff coming across my news feed, people congratulating him. He's a great guy, and people are very excited that he's got his first world title here in BKFC. But I think it was interesting. This guy must have been one of his trainers or something. I haven't done the research, so I'm not sure. But he posted a bunch of pictures of Jared Warren coming up and fighting from amateur to now. A younger Jared Warren, you'll see that whenever we can get our technical difficulties fixed.
I fixed it.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Let's look at it.
Jared. Oh, yeah, this is crazy, man. All right, you know what? You're gonna be like that, then
it's not toward, it's more
fix your own
It's
problems,
more the
but
equipment. It's not you. It's the ridiculous equipment that we have to work
I think
on. And I'm
I think
getting
an
sick
input
of it.
on our board just burned out when the show started.
Dude, why do we even come in here and do this? I can't figure it out. There we go. All right. Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren there, amateur fighting days. And I thought it was really cool. This guy is basically letting them know, like, from day one, I've been with this guy. And if you go through, I don't know if you can see the other photos, but you kind of look, there's the new one that we put out. There's some other amateur photos in there as well. Just keep kind of scrolling through. There you go. There's when he was a younger guy coming up.
Look at young Jared
Warren, young Captain
man.
Deadpool. And I guess this is him and that guy now, man. And there you go. He's been at it for a long time.
Oh, yeah. That's the same. That's him and his buddy.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool you have friends like that. Been at it for a long time. So another congratulations to Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren. I know everyone was excited for you. What a wonderful guy. You're the champ now. Speaking of Warren, that reminded me too, Shift Combat. I call them Shift Combat. Is that what they go by? There used to be Shift MMA. I think Shift Combat works better because they're really crushing it in bare knuckle. Jihad, who's like their savior over there at Shift. They love him. He put this up. 2 current world champions, 3 currently ranked at number 1 in the world, and a handful of fighters that will soon be breaking into the top 5. Basically, Shift is no joke. Pay attention to them. They're really on the come up. They're incredible. They have a lot of cool stat. I love a cool stat like that. I thought you would enjoy it too. Before we get to Chris Lytle and just a little bit, a couple more things to get to. Johnny K wrote in. Johnny K using clever wordplay. He says, check this out, you bitches. And he showed us this. Oh, Savage Sip Coffee's here. We'll have
Here's your hazelnut creamer.
Thank you. Hold on. We'll get to the bitch comment in a minute. Evan's going to come back in a minute. So we're going to try Savage Sip. I'll wait till Evan comes in to do this. But
he said he's got to make his coffee. So
all right, well, we got some time.
You're going to do your live taste test?
Yeah, we'll do some time. But
should I bring Lytle in now?
You can bring him in, but let's just talk about the where the hell were we at? Johnny K, the clever wordplay.
Yeah.
I'm going to top this. I'm going to knock it all over out of my Savage Sip cup.
You want to look at the Johnny K thing?
Yeah, might as well while we're waiting for Lytle and Evan to come in. There you go. I've seen this dog before. This dog has humped my leg. This dog has been there before. He always comes to BKFC in Florida. Look at the chain around his neck. Keep going through. You'll see different people, different fighters going through. Look at that. There's Arnold Adams with the dog and Nelson. I love it. I love it. I love that he comes decked out in his Mr. T BKFC apparel. Look, he's at the event there. He's at the merch stand. The Dolphins.
He's you got the full Hard Rock experience.
Right? That guy had more fun than I did. He was having a good time. But that was Johnny K. Thank you for sending us in. I love seeing that. We've had babies and dogs on this show so far and a bunch of failures as well. And I mean the equipment more than us. Speaking of a guy who's not a failure, he's coming in. Yeah, let's talk to Mike and Buddy. What?
We got to get him in first.
Oh, he's not here yet. Okay. So Chris Lights Out Lytle's on the way, and we're going to talk to him on this. This might be the most disjointed show we've ever done. They're saying in the comment sections that we should just hock to and spit on it. It'll make the show better. I agree.
That's actually what fixed the problem.
Did you hock to it back there?
Uh-huh.
Smash that coffee cup against your face. I would like to do that, but it's just...
Here's our old friend.
Here's Chris Lytle. Lights out. He's here, right?
I'm here.
He's here. Oh, hi, Chris. How are you?
Oh, me? Oh, I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. There he is. Sorry, Lida, we're having all kinds of issues today. I usually have issues in my own life and in my own head, but on the show.
Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it?
You want to be brutally honest, the horrible equipment we probably have down here. We're waiting for that budget, you know what I mean? But that's how it rolls.
Aren't we always, my man?
I know.
Tell you.
He hit me with the my man. Whoa. All right. Chris, lights out, Lida. Always good to talk to you, buddy. Glad you're in the house today with us. And a lot of stuff to get to. Number one, we talk about your Tito's collection. I was on the plane with you. I don't think you needed much Tito's when you got on that plane. But when we got off in Philly, because you were connecting, I said, man, I drank one and I took one. And you started laughing. Do you remember what you did? Is he gone?
No, he's right here.
Okay. Do you remember what you did? You took it out. He took it out of his pocket.
I made fun of you because I had more than you this time. No, I think I've had enough of those things, man. The contest might be over, man. I think that's turned into my goal, and I don't like it.
It was 1-1. You were having a good time. I don't know if you didn't go to bed. You probably hanging out with some old friends.
I didn't.
You were playing cards. You're playing cards. And when we got to Philly, you said, I got one too. And you handed it to me.
Chris came up and I was waiting at security for my stuff, and then he came up and punched me in the back. I turned around, like, what the fuck? There he was.
It was Chris. Did you remember hitting Broken Brandon?
I always hit people in the back. I come behind him and hit him little body shots. I give him the kidney punch.
And then he started yelling, it's drugs to the TSA people. I'm like,
I love Chris Lida for so many reasons. Anyway, that was a fun flight. I was glad to share it with you. So let's talk about BKFC 62 for a couple minutes while I have you here.
What a card. First of all, that was an amazing night. Every fight was amazing.
I agree. It's hard to even narrow it down. The crowd was great. It was a record, as we've been saying, sold out. We had to open the top decks, and they were loud. And something Evan said earlier that we noticed that the night of the fight, Miami crowd usually kind of filters in late. They were there early. They've learned you can't miss a moment of BKFC.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best fights. I remember the second fight of the night. Zuckerman versus Daniel. That was an amazing fight. 3 knockdowns. Both guys got knocked down. Always my favorite when somebody gets up off the canvas, and that was one of my fights of the night. So, yeah, second fight, you got to be there for all of them. You never know what the great one's going to be.
Yeah, I agree. And, I mean, you could go through them all one by one. We'd be here all day. But like you said, a lot of great stuff on the undercard. I was happy to see G. Perez cut, man. Albert Inklin, you're a great dude. You got dog, you're tough. But we see G all the time. It was nice to see him fight again. And nice to see him come out on top. That was good. I know a lot of you that watch BKFC, he's a very endearing figure. If you look at Cutman, you see him all the time. He's a nice guy. So I think a lot of people were rooting for him. And I'm glad to see him come out with a win. And then Vicens, I mean, Melanie Shaw, we said how tough she is before, but Vicens is another level. Last week I was talking about how I'd like to see we were talking about Faria, if you remember, and who we should put her against. Jade would be somebody I'd like, but Vicens would be another person I'd like to see at some point. I feel like they're two of the top people that should be looking at that fight right now. You think I'm off on that? I mean, I always kind of yield to you on that kind of stuff.
No, not at all. I mean, we do have to remember Vicens did beat Wong. I know it was on a cut. We don't know what was going to happen in that fight, but those two, they're very tough. They're very talented. But she does have the wins, so she just hasn't been active enough for us. I'm not sure exactly why that is. I'd like to see her more active. But yeah, she could give some problems to anybody. She seems like she's tough as nails. She's a dog. She'll go in there. She's heavy-handed. If you can make Melanie Shaw stop, that's the statement, because Melanie Shaw's usually in there from the beginning to the end. I could tell during that first round she was hurt, and there was something she felt she didn't like. And after the first round, she didn't come back out. So that's not just nothing. That's a big thing to me, because Vicens must have power.
Yeah, and Melanie Shaw is tough. We've seen her before a couple times, and she doesn't know the meaning of stop or quit. So that definitely tells us something. Joy Boy over Slick Rick Caruso. It was good to see. It was good to see Justin out there. It was good to see Rick. Rick watches the show every week. I know that he's usually in the chat. I think he is now. So Rick, you are a warrior. We look forward to seeing what you're doing next time. But there was so much goodness on that card, man. Jared Warren winning his first world title against Jomi Escoboza. It was interesting to me. I like Jomi, but Ryan Perez was browbeating him going to that last round. Get out there in a fight. You're lucky I'm not stopping this fight. A few other choice words. When you're a fighter, does that motivate you when your coach is saying that, or are you like, just shut up? Like, you're not in here.
It totally depends on the fighter, and that's where I think coaches, they have to know what each fighter responds to. You can yell at some people. Some people you can't yell at. You have to know your fighter, and a good coach can adapt and adjust and do what that fighter needs, And an average coach he has 1 year and that's how it is. And this is how I'm going to be. If you respond to that, cool. If not, you're not the coach. Maybe you're not the fighter for me. Maybe we don't need to have this relationship. But I think a lot of coaches can, evaluate a fighter and see how they need to be to give them response. It has to be the best. I've had coaches that yell at me and, it doesn't bother me, but I've seen other fighters like mentally break when their coaches yell at them. So it just depends on the person.
Yeah, I agree. And a guy like Ryan Perez, what I've seen with him, I often call him the Customato of bare knuckle with some of his guys. That he is a seasoned coach. He knows who to yell at, not who to yell at. I don't think he would make that mistake. So, sorry it didn't go your way, Jomi. We look forward to seeing you back in there. But Jared, Captain Deadpool, Warren, big night for him. We were talking about it before you came on. Very proud to see him as a champion and see what he does from here. Alberto Blas also winning a title against rockstar Keith Richardson. Wow. I mean, I didn't expect it to go that quick at all. And then everything happened outside of that, Well,
I mean, here's the thing. We've seen Richardson fight some wars. So him and Scoggins was such a good war. He back and forth. We've seen him knock people out. I was like, man, this is going to be a tough fight. I was like, finally, we're going to see Blas go past a round. We'll see. Because you never know. Somebody can be great for a round and they gas out later on. But he didn't look like he would have gassed out to begin with. And I was really impressed with his accuracy of his punching. I know he's a great athlete. I know he's a great wrestler. I think him working out like this, the hands are really starting to come together way better than I even anticipated. He looked unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, and when you look at that fight, man, we've seen Blas running through people, but like I said, I didn't think it was going to happen that quick if it was going to happen. I kept talking to Keith, and every time I do an interview with Keith, he was saying things like, I'm going to take him into deep waters. He's never been here. I'm a bare. He's a good athlete, and he is, but he's not a bare knuckle fighter. That's what he kept saying. And look, it could go any way, any night. We saw what happened. I think Sam is still reeling. Poor referee Sam. We'll talk more about that later. But that was just an insane moment that kind of went viral. And then you look at the main event. I said it was the most heated main event that we've ever had in BKFC. One of the top ones, if not the most heated. And it delivered. Crowd was on their feet the whole time. Every punch was felt by you could see people in the crowd grimacing, moving. They could say you tell people were into it, going nuts. What did you make of the main event?
Well, Brian, a lot of times you put on a main event, you put on the whole card, and you want it to end with the main event being the best fight of the night. And usually it's not, but this one was. It was amazing. I mean, a lot was proven to me. Kai Stewart has been one of our best guys for weaponizing pace, pushing the guys around, wearing them down. He still was able to do that, but he took a lot more shots than I've ever seen him take, some hard punches. And I was wondering, what is his chin like? He never really takes good, clean shots. Can he take a good punch? Well, he can't. He took some hard shots, and he didn't deter him at all. He kept coming forward. He pushed the pace the entire time. But more from an outside, he didn't get inside and grind nearly as much. I think that was, because Duran was being so hard to get into, so strong, so tough, made him pay a lot. But, Kai Stewart's hands are getting much better. He's good on the outside. He's good on the inside. He's becoming a complete fighter, and he's pushing people around just with his timing and his wearing them down. And he's in and out. He'll take a punch. He'll come right back with two more. So I was really impressed with him, and I was impressed with Duran's ability to – I know he's a little injured, but be able to continue to fight and throw hard the entire time. He got tired in that last round, but man, he came to fight the entire time. That was exactly what you want for a main event.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, real quick, what do you think about how Blas and Richardson are both wrestlers as their base? So now we've got two champions whose base is wrestling in a promotion that doesn't even have.
Blas and Stewart, you mean, right?
Who did I say? Richardson? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry.
To me, it's not really surprising. One of the main things that makes a lot of MMA fighters good is they have that wrestling background, and it's that mentality that you develop as a wrestler that makes you, just such a hard-nosed, hard worker, just in people's face, and that's what people get from that sport. It translates over to MMA. It translates over to bare knuckle. So it doesn't surprise me at all. Those are going to be from people who've been doing that since they were 8 years old. They have the same mentality, a mentality that you don't really get in boxing, in my opinion, or you don't get in baseball, you don't get in football, you don't get in any other sport besides wrestling. They've developed that. They've used it, and they use that in their next career, which is bare knuckle. So I would not be surprised if you see more and more of that coming up. It happens in UFC as well. It didn't used to be the way. You had a kickboxer, you had a grappler, jiu-jitsu guy. a lot of those high-level guys now are all wrestlers because they got that kind of mentality.
No, I agree. And Evan, that was a great observation. And the thing, I don't know if I read this or Kai told me this, but I remember hearing something Kai saying, like, when I get punched, if he connects, to me, that's like in wrestling when they score a point on me. I got to get that point back plus another one. That's like a mentality he has in there. And you're right, Chris. Wrestler mentality is a whole different thing. And the other thing I look at is Kai's 24 years old. He had a birthday a couple days before the show. He just turned 24. He's buildable. There's a lot there to him. And the cool thing about Kai, in my opinion, right now is we're watching him, as you said, develop. Every fight you're seeing him. It's kind of cool. You don't always see that kind of development. He's got some rapid development, in my opinion. And El Gallo, like you said, he was injured. He said he hurt his power throwing thing. Didn't want to make any excuses. He hurt his shoulder, his power throwing hand. But yeah, that was a fight that was a pleasure to watch. It was on fire, that main event. I think they've kind of put the bad blood to bed for now. I didn't know if that was going to happen with this when we talked about it last week, if they were going to shake and make up afterwards. I feel like they kind of did. They gave each other their flowers, so to speak. I hate that terminology. I'll give you your flowers. But people say that now, so I'll say it. Here's your flowers.
I don't say it. But,
yeah, I don't either. Love you, Lytle. Hey, Jomi's in the chat. Jomi's commenting on something we were talking about earlier. Jomi said that he said basically, okay, it was great coaching. I just wasn't there 100%. Ryan Perez is a great coach, and I tell him to always be tough in my corner. So there you go, from Jomi's mouth. He wasn't there. Yeah. That takes a lot to admit. Not everyone, people want to come up with excuses, Jomi. So thank you for being honest about that.
Here's the thing. There's always, at least one fight in somebody's career, but multiple sometime when you do everything right, you train hard, you try and get everything right, but you just don't feel right out there. I've had that happen before. And you're like, man, was I a little sick? What was going on? You never really kind of know, but you just know, man, I did not like the way I felt that fight, and I wasn't there that time. And if that was that fight, that's unfortunate. It happens in a big one, but it's going to happen at some point. So all you can do is, try and keep coming out, working hard, and hopefully next time figure out. And sometimes you can figure out, okay, maybe I ate this or maybe I did that. And sometimes you just don't feel right. You never know what it is. Next time, be better.
Yeah, I agree. And, and we hope it is for you, Jomi. Thanks for always supporting the show as well. Listen, before you get out of here, before we let you go, a lot of great shows coming up. We got Ruben War coming on today. Ruben War is going to be taking on Robbie Problems Peralta in in California, Pachanga, July 12th. What's your read on this Ruben War, man? He's got some. He's impressive. He's in the main event. I think it's his second fight here, a third fight.
Well, it's his second. This will be his third fight.
Yeah, third fight.
He was one of the guys we picked up from the tryouts. I've seen Ruben War fight in MMA. I've cornered against him a couple of times. I know he's very tough, very durable, hard worker. But when he came to the tryouts, he came to the one in Washington, D.C. area, or Sterling, Virginia. But, man, he was our number one pick. We're like, man, this guy looks phenomenal. He's in here. He's got great head movement. He's pushing the pace. He understands range. He just looked pretty dominant. So I've been pretty high on Ruben War since that day. I said, man, this guy's going to come in here. He's got a lot of fight experience. He's tough. I know he's tough. So if he can translate that over to bare knuckle, he did his first fight. I thought he looked fantastic in his second fight. Judges are always an interesting thing. So you never know how they're going to look at it. He didn't get the nod, but I think a lot of people thought that he probably should have.
All right, well, there you go. And we'll be talking to him in a couple minutes. I want to say what's up to Merc Season, big fan of the show. He also fought on the show. It didn't go his way. Got defeated by David Simpson. But like you said, man, come back to fight another day. You're a fighter. I spent some time with Marcus Suarez, and great guy. So I'm excited to see what he does in the future as well.
And David Simpson's a beast, man. That guy can hit. You don't want to. People don't realize how good he was 1-3 before that, but he was been in every fight. And if he touches you, he's hurting you. That happened early, and it changes the whole fight when you get knocked down early.
Yeah, and I think it was last week we were talking. The losses that Simpson had, they weren't to any slouches. Like they were.
No, everybody good.
Yeah, so
the one that shot, not the one that shot me, but the one that really turned my head though was that Perdomo fight. Like I thought this guy could be a champ from the beginning, but I was like, okay, this will be a good test because. Leo's always hard to hit. He's a veteran. He's in there. Well, he mopped the floor with him. So I'm like, man, Perdomo's ready now. I would not want to fight him if I'm anybody in the heavyweight division. I'm saying, nah, I'm good. Get him more experience. I'm making up some excuse. More first-round knockouts, man. I don't know what it is. These Cuban guys are coming in. They're not making it out of the first round, and they're hard to deal with, man. This is a big problem. I don't want to mess with any of those guys if I'm in their weight classes.
I wouldn't either. And I think that I was sitting with somebody at ringside, and they kept saying, Tyson, he's like Tyson. He's like Tyson. He's our Tyson. So I'll take it. A lot of people here's little Ben saying he wants to see Arnold Adams versus Perdomo. I saw Arnold Adams there. We'll talk about that later. That guy, amazing shape. He's changed his whole body. It's incredible. Before you get out of here, I want to play a game with you like we like to do. This is a new one. This is going to be Nicolas Cage character. Okay, I'm going to give you a name. Nicolas Cage character or fighter. I'm going to give you the name. You have to guess if it's a Nicolas Cage character or a fighter. You ready? You can play along at home. You can let us know in the chat what you think. The first one, Yuri Orlov. Nicolas Cage character or fighter?
I think fighter.
Say it again.
Fighter.
That's why I picked that one. I thought it would freak you out. I thought it's actually Nicolas Cage from there goes Lido. He's tired of the game.
Oh, see you, Lido.
I guess he doesn't like our games.
He did last week.
No, last week when he left, it was because he had to get on another show, but he didn't want to say it. He was running late and he forgot.
Zoom,
well, I could, that would have been a fun game. He was wrong on the first one. That was Yuri Orlov, Lord of War.
Do you want to try to get him back? Or
I mean, if he comes back, don't we have somebody calling in like a minute or two anyway?
Yeah. Well, here, look, if you want some filler right now, I've got something.
Well, I mean, I can have it, but I don't really need it. But give it to me. I want to see what you have.
Well, I'm just.
Let's wait. We have to sip this first, don't we?
Yeah, take a sip.
Savage sips new.
Lido's
coffee.
back.
Oh, gee, this show is train wrecked.
What is going on? Everything was fine. What movie was that from? Nicolas Cage character.
Hold
on. Let me think. I don't know.
Lord of War. It's a great movie.
See, that's not a real movie. I've never seen it.
All right. Let's see. And then we have, the next one. Derek McIntosh. Nicolas Cage character or fighter?
Fighter.
You are right about that. Good job. Some people are right in the chat, too. There you go. They're commenting. Oh, you're wrong. I see people that are wrong, too. All right. How about Randall Memphis Reigns?
That sounds like
Nicolas Cage character.
Here's the thing about Nicolas Cage. He does about a movie every 2 weeks because he's got the money, because he spends money on dinosaur bones and wines and all that stuff.
And Elvis. He loves Elvis. He collects Elvis.
That's got to be a movie guy.
That is Nicolas Cage from Gone in 60 Seconds. It's interesting because Nicolas Cage collects Elvis memorabilia, and it was funny because he married Lisa Marie Presley, who was probably the greatest thing he could collect. He got her. So
yeah, one more piece of memorabilia. Yeah.
I think that piece has left his house now. I don't think it pieces together with him anymore. I don't think you can keep that piece. I don't think he sold her. I think she just walked away. All right. How about Doug Chesnick? Doug Chesnick, fighter or Nicolas Cage character? I'm
going to go with another Nicolas Cage character.
You're right, man. From Guarding Tess. All right, you got one wrong so far. Last one. Ty Curry. Ty Curry, Nicolas Cage character or fighter?
We go with fighter.
Good job. Out of Montana, I believe, an MMA fighter. Good job. All right, you only got one wrong there, man. Nicolas Cage is also big into reptiles, Gator Wrestler says. The only game Lytle likes is spades. That's what Tylen says from the Weekly Buzz. It's your favorite card game. These people know you well.
That's not my favorite card game, but that's just what we tend to play all the time because a lot of people aren't real bright. They don't know any hard games. So
I don't know how to play spades. What do you play? Go Fish? What do you play? What's your favorite? Old Maid? What do you like?
I like playing hearts. I like playing, Pinochle, man. Pinocchle's actually fun, but I like hearts a lot. Euchre. I'll play spades, though. I got about 10. I got a lot of different card games I like to play. And anything people know how to play, I'm a card player.
There you go. What's up to the 14 Below podcast? They're here as well. We appreciate you guys checking in. Hey, Chris Lights Out Lido, we're up against it. We got Ruben Ward coming on any minute, so I got a jet, but it's always good to talk to you. Always fun to play a game or find out things about our favorite nickname, Gumby, for you. We remember that from a long time ago. You taught us that. You taught us a lot more. If you want to find out more about Chris Lido, you can go back and watch past shows. We always find out stuff about him and play good games. Chris Lights Out Lido, we'll probably see you in a couple weeks. If not, well, I think next week we're going to be off, but we'll probably see you in a couple weeks. Good to talk to you, man. Go drink the rest of your vodka.
Okay. See you guys later. Have a good one.
Thank you, Chris. Bye. You love him in the chat. Chris Lights Out Lido. Let's see. Hearts and Spades, Jay Davis says. That's the games to play. All right, coming up in moments, we're going to hear from Ruben Ward. Very excited to talk to this guy. A lot to uncover. While we're waiting for Ruben, because he's probably trying to call on while we had Chris on, I can get back to the mailbag a little bit, because on the show there is a format, but we never seem to follow it.
It's time for mail call.
Thank you, Evan. Right on top of it. Back to the mail call. So this is about Kai Stewart. We were just talking about Kai earlier. This was sent in by Landon from Denver. He says he's down with Kai. This kid is a star. Don't ever doubt my boy, because that's how he wrote it. And he sent this in. He said, this is Kai relaxing after a big win, retaining his title, kicking back on the beach. There he is, hanging out, man. I love it. I love it. I was looking at that. Interestingly enough, I love the comments. Everybody's in the comments congratulating Kai. Let's look at some of the comments. We can check them out, see what they're saying. That's the part that I saw after that was sent in by, what was his name again? Landon. So let's go over to the comments. We can check that out as Evan gets ready to disgusting look at Brandon and enjoy his Savage Sip coffee. Don't knock that over. You're making me nervous in there, Evan. Cheers. Cheers to Brandon.
There we go. I was getting ready to scalp Brandon.
No. There's comments that I sent. Dude, you're screwing the whole bit up. Let's just, what?
He's off today. Man.
Where's the picture I sent you?
He's off.
There you go. Zoom in. Let's read what they say. Now that you blew the bit. Oh, look, they're excited. They're fire up. Sick fight, bro.
That
what else?
Man needs that Hawk Tua.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see that in there. Why would you put that up? What's the thing you talked to after that performance? So that's one of the quotes. See, everyone's doing the Hawk Tua thing. I couldn't agree more. Maybe he does. All right, there you go. I don't know what to say about that, dude. It would have went so much more smoothly if we put the right ones up. All right, let's see what else we have up. Randy in Fort Lauderdale sent this in. He wants to know if we're fans of Pac-Man. Let's see what this is. That's not it. Jesus. All right, let's just go. Let's just stop.
I'm trying to bring Ruben War in, okay?
That's all you have to say in my ear. You don't just, let's ditch all this stuff and get Ruben War in. Man, we look like boobs today. I look like boobs every day. Ruben War is on the way in.
Here's Ruben War.
I'm excited to talk to Ruben.
He is.
Maybe you can find the Pac-Man thing while we talk to Ruben War. If not, that's fine too. Oh, Ruben, there you are. Good. At least one person's on point today. How are you, Ruben?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm excited to talk to you. Excited to get into this. Excited to get to know you better. Ruben War, big main event coming up. You got the kids in the car. What's up, man? I know you're a dad. We're going to talk about that. Big main event coming up. Robbie Problems Peralta. This is a continuing, I'll call it life changer from what I can see for you. If you can, I shouldn't say if, I should say when, because I know how you feel when you pull this fight out. Now, you live in, I believe you're in Kentucky right now, but you're from LA. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm a LA boy. Yeah.
Big change, LA to Kentucky, huh?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more. Just say something, because I want to hear if you have that accent. Let me hear the accent.
Huh?
Let me hear the Kentucky accent. Do you have one yet?
I don't really have one, man. People say I don't. I don't know.
All right, I don't really hear it.
I don't live in the country though. My baby mama, she has a country accent. She's thick country accent. But
so what, Ruben, hang tight. What would the country accent sound like if you had one? Like, what do people sound like to you? Let me hear it.
Like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. But what does Forrest Gump sound like? Please talk to me as Forrest Gump. Go.
Like life's like a box of chocolate. Never know what you're gonna get. Like that's how they talk out here.
You know what you're gonna get.
Y'all is everything. They say y'all. Y'all is everything.
Yeah.
It's very southern hospitality out here.
Did they say do what? Do what?
No. Well, where I'm from, they don't. Where I live, they don't say none of that.
Oh, that's good. Well, we'll talk about where you live in a minute. I know in Philadelphia, I make fun of it. We have a terrible accent, too. We say use guys, not y'all, so it's bad. You're Ruben.
In Philly?
Yeah, that's right outside of Philly. Yep. That's where we're located.
Oh, man. Y'all are fast-paced, though.
I know. And then we put Savage Sip coffee in me, and I get crazy. Bad Boy. I love finding out the origin of nicknames. You seem like a nice guy. Why are you Bad Boy?
Oh, man, I've been a bad kid my whole life, man. I've been called a bad kid my whole life. I was just an angry kid growing up, man. I always had a chip on my shoulder. I grew up different than a lot of people, you know. I've been through some shit growing up as a kid, and it just put a pretty big chip on my shoulder. So I always got in trouble. I was always getting into fights at a very young age, and I don't know. I was always called a bad kid. So
that's Bad Boy.
My first fight, my coach said, "Yeah, this is the Bad Boy," and I just kind of went with it, you know.
But then outside of Bad Boy, like you don't even need a nickname. You're Ruben War. That sells the fight. Everyone's
it's crazy because that's not. So that's my adopted name.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
oh man. My original name is Ruben Lewis Cooper, and then when I got adopted, I changed it, or I got to pick my middle name. I was obsessed with Michael Jordan, so I picked Jordan as my middle name, and then War was her last name, so I took her last name.
Where's a cool last name? I didn't realize you were adopted. That's a whole other can of worms I want to ask you about. I mean, what age were you adopted? Do you know why I have so many questions. I've never been adopted. I don't know anything about this. So
it was in I think 8th grade or 7th grade. I can't remember.
Okay.
8th grade, 7th grade, something like that. We don't talk. I haven't talked to her in a long time.
Sorry to hear that.
I don't associate with really anybody in that family. So
okay. But you're in 8th grade. Wait, hold on. You're in 8th grade, and you get adopted. Yeah. That's got to be a big change for an 8th grader. You meet these new parents. Was it something you were welcome?
No. Well, I was my life's been crazy, man. I was in her house. I was in a group home. I've been taken away from my mom when I was born. And I would kind of bounce around, and then was in a group home. This lady Janet took me in foster care. Then I went to my grandpa's, my biological grandfather. Then I went back to Janet.
Man.
And then she adopted me shortly after that, and then I left. And then it's been just me.
Wow, you've been around. That's a lot for a kid to endure, man. Was that hard? Was it hard, strange? Like, what were your feelings back then when you were dealing with all this? Were you angry about it?
I was just an angry kid, man. I was just I had a lot of stuff that I battled with as a kid, and I just didn't know how to cope it. So fighting was my way of dealing with my anger, and I would do anything I could to fight people, you know. And if there was an opportunity to fight, I just fought. I didn't care who it was, how old you were, how big you were, none of that. So I guess it kind of made me who I am today, you know. I've always been that dog since I was a kid. There was nothing was taught to me. I just was a dog, man, as a kid, and it kind of made me who I am now, you know.
So you're a father now. I see your kids in the back seat. I know how proud you are to be a father. I know how proud you are, and I'm a father as well. It's the best job ever. It's not even a job. I love it. Well, it can be a job sometimes, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know the deal. So what is that like, the impact you had growing up? Now you got these two kids looking up to you. That's got to be important to you to be a good father now, right? I mean, of course.
Oh, man. Hey, you guys, I'm talking too quick, all right?
Look how calm. That's a good father. Look how calm. I'd be like, shut up back there. You're a good dad. You're calm. I like that.
Look, dude, I got the best kids, man. It's been me and them for a long time. It's been, you know, I left the mother of my kids when my daughter was like 2 months.
Wow.
So it's been a journey with these kids, man. I've struggled a lot. I've been through a lot with these kids, and they've kept me. They've given me nothing but love, and they're most patient kids.
Good.
They're very disciplined. And I'm just blessed to even give them that. You know, I never had that growing up, so
it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool to give a life, you know, that you prayed of having to your kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to do.
That's a success. That's a success in life if you can do that. That's amazing. But hold on though. As far as your kids, I think that you told me one time that at one point when you were raising your children, I think if I'm right, you didn't even have a car. You were riding a bike or something.
Oh, dude, I rode a bike with a buggy, man. So I was dating this girl named Savannah in a small ass town, dude. It's called Springfield, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of factory work. It's not like they only have one gas station. They don't even have a Walmart, bro. Like, small ass town, dude. And I was working a factory job where you could work day shift and you could work night shift. You know what I'm saying? So there's times where I've had to work both, and my son was in speech therapy, and he was in preschool. So I would take him on that bike, man. I would take him on my lunch break. I would go pick him up from preschool and take him home, and then ride my bike back to work, and then work all night.
Wow, that's you're committed, dude. You're giving them a life that you didn't have, and you're trying to raise. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome, but it's awesome that you would do that for them. And then there's all other kinds of stuff that I've heard that you've shared with me. I mean, it shows that you're a loyal father.
Hold up, before you even say, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick.
What do we got? I'm excited. I'm excited. What are we gonna see?
How do you turn the camera?
Just spin it. You can just turn. Just turn it away from you. I'll look that way. Was that a bullet? Is that a bullet hole?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Bro.
5, 6, 7. 7, dog.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. So you have bullet holes in your car, and they're not like the fake kind that people put like the sticker on to be funny.
Bro. The homie tried to take me out.
Oh my God! Look where that's at.
He tried to take me out,
dude. That's right there. That could have been bad. Thank God it wasn't. So
I was walking to my car when this happened. So like the bullets were coming at me from my backside.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Because I was walking to my car, I didn't even see the fool come out and start shooting, bro. I just, it was like God was protecting me or something, man.
What look, I'm a suburb boy. This has never happened to me. So like, why was he shooting at you? Whoa, that just scared me. That scared the shit out of me. My mic went out.
So it was it's this company called Southern Roofing Renovation, and here Louisville's grimy, man. It's a grimy city.
That's where you're from, right?
So yeah, that's where I live.
Okay. Oh, you live. Sorry.
Yeah, I was working for this roofing company. I had just got robbed. They had just put me at gunpoint. Like these other people had just put me at gunpoint in front of my crib. And I had just got robbed. And so I needed money quick, you know, because I own a house. So I got a mortgage payment. Yeah. I got all this shit plus 2 kids. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what to do, bro. So my buddy was like, bro, you should join this roofing company. They're paying $100 per sign-on. And I went up there and told them, look, man, I really need money. I'll do whatever it takes. You know, I'm a hard worker. So obviously they brought me on the team. And they were supposed to pay me $100 per sign-on. Well, I got them like $300,000 worth of work. I brought them like 50 sign-ons in like 9 weeks.
Yeah.
And they stole all of it, bro. They took all of it. They didn't even pay me. And so I let it go. Just because I'm more of a, if I could do it with them, imagine if I did it with the right company, right? So it was like, I didn't want to give up because I kind of loved the job. So somebody directed me towards this company called Just in Time Roofing and Construction. And then we had a talk, and he goes, you know, so do you have experience before? And I told him what was going down. And he goes, man, just get on our team, man. We can lead you to the right direction. So I joined with Just in Time Roofing and Construction. They were like the number 15 roofing company in the state. And now we're number 1. So
good job, man.
I felt like I was a big contributor to that. Considering I've been his top salesman.
This is great. I love what you're saying. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm one, like you just tell me why you got shot at. That's what I want to know. Like, what happened?
So all right. So this dude, his name's Brian Parsons. You're good, bro. His name's Brian Parsons.
Yeah, don't say names. Don't say names.
Sure. All right. So this dude, he's a project manager for this company. There was a football game at the college in this city, and there was a big breakout of a fight. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know what was said.
Okay.
But my boss calls me, and he goes, bro, they punched my truck. They're beating my truck and throwing beer cans at my truck. I don't know what to do. So I'm a loyal guy, you know, and that's like my brother, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, fuck them. I'll handle it myself. Mm-hmm. So I knew where their office was. I went to the office, knocked on the door, told them to come out. You know who it is. Come out. I'm done with the kid stuff. We could settle it out here like men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got that big of a problem with me, then we could face to face, and then we'll go that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're not going to go and, you know, disrespect my team. You're not going to disrespect my boss.
Exactly.
You're not going to disrespect my chick because he was doing that too. And so I had enough, you know, and I showed up. He didn't come out. So I was like, man, I'm not staying here forever. So I just was walking back to my car. He waited till I was walking back, and then he came out and went Rambo.
Oh my God.
And
so you started shooting your car? And
Yeah,
what are you doing? Getting the
I was hiding in my car.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing I could do.
Oh my
You know what I
gosh.
mean? And my ex was on the passenger side.
You had somebody with you? Your girl was with you?
My ex.
Oh my God. Is that why she's your ex? I would have left too.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I can't do this.
Her, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, so she gets almost hit before I do, and then she's like, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here!" And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do," because like he's got to chase her. He went in to get another clip. I'm like, "Whoa, shoot! I got a tarp knife." I said, "Give me that tarp knife." And so she threw me the tarp knife, and I ran over there and got 2 tires and bounced.
Wow.
And then that way he couldn't chase us. And then we left.
Wow.
And then they didn't even arrest him, dude.
Wow.
I saw him at the gym not long ago. About a couple months ago, I saw him at the gym, and I was like, man, I got to dip before I do something stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
look, you're going like this, man. Look, you're going like this. Don't get involved in that. Smart move getting away.
So
I do have a question, though. Let's go around the horn here. Brandon, Evan, have you guys ever had your car shot at?
No.
Brandon.
Bro.
No.
Soscia. No. You're the only one of his call, man.
My car has been shot. It's been keyed. It's been hit with baseball bats. I mean,
I'm not going to hang around Ruben Ward, man. No wonder you're so tough.
No, but it was over this chick, dude. And that's long gone, bro. Since I've been doing a lot of therapy, and I finally found, like, I've been on my own for so long, bro. It's hard to know your worth and know your value when you're not really taught much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went through the worst of the worst, thinking like that was my value. And then once I did some therapy and I started really like investing into myself, I started to realize like, yo, I'm worth way more than this shit.
That's right.
So I dipped and just started focusing on me and doing better with my life. And
good.
That's why I went to the tryouts. I started doing stuff that I wanted to do.
Hang tight. Tryouts. You mentioned tryouts. I was going to get to that. I want to ask you about that. Tryouts. I think from what I heard from tryouts, is it true that you had to get there, you had to use somebody else's car? Because your car got shot up.
It just got shot up too. So it got shot up in November, and then the tryouts was January.
So why do you think they picked you? I mean, did you tell them that story? I know they're like a story.
I mean, I honestly, to be real, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I was the first one there working and the last one there working.
Yeah, that means a lot.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like I outworked everybody in that
That's
gym.
your mentality, I've noticed, though. That's your thing. Everyone says it, but you put it in action. You love to outwork people.
Yeah, I'll work anybody. I'm the guy that you go on the gym on the treadmill. If you get on the treadmill next to me, I don't get off until you get off.
I love it. Well, I'd be off very quickly. You'd have horrible cardio. If you're working out next to me, you'd have trash cardio. I'd be gone. You'd have to get off immediately. So you were in the military as well, right?
Yeah. I did 5 years, man.
What branch?
Navy.
Okay. Navy man. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah. It was cool. Yeah. I love the experience of being in the military. Like, I've done 2 deployments. I've seen a West Pac. I've seen the East Pac. I've traveled the world. It was cool, but I don't like people telling me what to do and trying to like down me just because I'm trying to do my job and do it my way. You know what I mean? Like the military is more like their way, and I respect it, but I like doing things my way, and it just wasn't a fit for me.
Yeah, but 5 years, that's a while, man. Did you have problems in the military at all over those 5 years with the attitude that you're saying you had, or you just kind of acquiesced to it?
No, it's just, I lost my wife, you know what I mean? And then after that, like once I got divorced and like being deployed and being gone away from your family, it just wasn't for me. You know, like I've already lost important people in my life, and I didn't want to lose more time with the only people I did have in my life.
Makes sense.
So it's like, it just wasn't for me. So I left.
Well, it
was more of a thank you for everything, and I'm going to start a new journey.
Yeah, like, thanks, we're out, shake hands, walk away. That's a good way to end things. What about as far as your background in athletics? I mean, you got to be tough to be in the military, the Navy. You got to be tough to deal with, I should say, live where you're living. We can see that. You're dealing with a lot. But as far as when you were growing up, when you're in high school and all, you were a high school wrestler. We were talking about wrestlers before you came on. Kai Stewart's a wrestler. Bloss is a wrestler. Keith Richards is a wrestler. Do you think being a wrestler helped you transition into bare knuckle?
The mentality of a wrestler, bro. The hard work and dedication just to be a wrestler or even a good wrestler at that. It just teaches you discipline. It teaches you everything in life. Wrestling saves lives. I mean, I know a lot of people say that, but it really does, because it teaches you to be disciplined. It teaches you to work hard. It teaches you tenacity, aggressive, and that's why I think wrestlers are shining in this sport, because of the tenacity that wrestling gives, and that aggression, and that grind that wrestling provides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Ruben, the other thing that I'm noticing is that when you look at wrestlers, you're talking about all this tenacity, the mentality of them. A mentality of a wrestler, and I wish I would have said this earlier, I'm glad I can say it to you, is that you put them in a situation where they have to learn something new. It's almost like being in the military. They're going to learn it. They're going to learn it quicker than most, just because that's their repetition.
Well,
they won't stop till they get what they need. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you just said. Repetition. In wrestling, you drill. Drillers make killers, right? So in wrestling, drilling is everything. It's not about the live wrestling you do in the practice. It's how much you're drilling and how you drill in practice. And I feel like that's what gives the wrestler a better outcome more than like boxers and Muay Thai fighters, because wrestling is just a different sport, man. It's just a different mentality. And that's why we have so many wrestling champions in this sport, because of their mentality and what wrestling provides for you.
I agree. Well, where's your mentality at right now outside of your past in wrestling? We're talking bare knuckle, that's built to. But as far as Robbie Problems Peralta, he's no slouch. He's not an easy fight.
He's not, man. BKFC they haven't really provided me a slouch. You know, I don't even consider my first guy a slouch. I just felt like I was better than him. Mm-hmm. And Angel Kors, he's a good opponent, you know, undefeated opponent, but I exposed him.
Sure did.
My mental state is a lot different than when I first fought Coca. It was when I first fought Coca, I was just an angry man. I was an angry man coming for all the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't understand what it was like to be a dad, have your back against the wall, have everything taken from you, and then you have to fight forward just to provide for your kids. You have to take that step forward, because if you don't take that step forward, and if you fail, then your kids are going to fail, because you ain't got nobody else but yourself. So it was like, it just put that pressure and that anger towards me, because it was like, man, I'm just trying to be a good dad, and all this shit is happening in my life, and I'm just trying to provide for them. And it's like, I have all this hate, you know what I mean? And then it just makes you want to hate the world. So I came out there and did what I did. You know, that was a statement to let people know, like, I'm coming for everything now. I've been trapped up in a cage for a long time, and y'all been kicking the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And now that door is open, and now I'm like, everybody's like, oh, he's crazy. He's this. Why is he taking so many fights? It's because I want all this smoke. And I told him that. I told BKFC that. I don't care who you set me up with. I sign a contract as soon as it gives it to me. I don't look at who it is. I don't care who it is. I fight, because that's who I am. I'm a fighter, man. I'm a fighter at heart. Yeah. I'm a fighter at life. I'm a fighter for my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me. That's who I am.
So in this fight, though, with Robbie Peralta, what do you do to beat him? I mean, you sound like you're feeling good. I talked to you a little while ago about this, but you sound like you're mentally ready. Everything you're saying now, too. You're physically ready. You're ready to go in there. How do you beat Robbie Peralta?
Pressure and being that dog. You know? Hey, much respect to Robbie. I think he's a great fighter. He's been in the game for a long time, right? He's been in the highest level, UFC. I consider UFC as the highest level, right? So obviously, if you've been there, you're that guy.
Yep.
But I do think that Robbie at 38 is just not that dog anymore compared to somebody who is very hungry, is training every single fucking day, and I got a lot to lose.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Robbie got a lot to lose. I feel like he's in here for a paycheck. I mean, where else would you be trying to do this at 38 and taking fights every 2 years? I'm in it because I want to succeed in life, and I want to give my kids a better life. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to die in there if it has to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these people, all these little dudes talking about streets and all this fucking bullshit, bro. They don't know nothing about the streets, man. Because if they were in the streets, they ain't going to be fucking talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear none of the street talk. Gaio, whatever the fuck his name is, he wants to get the smoke after. I'm coming to 45 next. And this featherweight division better be fucking woken up after this fight because I'm coming.
Well, we're excited to see the fight. We're excited to see a guy like you strive to succeed the way you have, and you be a great father, be a great fighter. A lot of fun to watch. July, it's going down in Pachanga. BKFC.com. You can get the app. You can check it out. You can be there live, too. There's still very few tickets remaining, but make sure you get in there. We're looking forward to see what you bring to the table. Ruben War, it was great catching up with you, great getting to know you and finding out about your mentality and fighting. And I would get a new car. I mean, I would just even if I had to steal somebody's car because maybe the bullet holes help you. Maybe they'll be like, that guy's tough. We're gonna mess with him.
It keeps me motivated, man. It keeps me motivated. I look at it every day. I'm like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get a new whip. I gotta work harder. I gotta train harder. I gotta do something. You know what I mean? So it keeps me motivated.
You talk about training harder. I know it keeps you motivated and working harder. So what I want to do before we let you go is you mentioned the roofing company you work for. I want to help you make some money. Yeah. If anybody's in where? The Kentucky area? Where else?
Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana. What I do is I help people with their insurance claims. Not only that, but I help people maximize their insurance claims. So people who think, they just have a little bit of roof damage and they possibly might need a new roof. I go in there and I'm like, look, there's damage on the roof, but you also have damage here, 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 here. And I get insurance to replace all that.
So you really take care of people. Well, how do they get a hold of you real quick on the way out of the interview here?
So you could hit up Just in Time Roofing and Construction. They're on Google. We're a 5-star company on Google. Most of those reviews are mine. Okay. So you'll see my name all over the Google review page for Just in Time Roofing and Construction. Their phone number's on there. Say, hey, I really want Ruben to come check out my house. I don't know if I do have damage, but I know he would know. And I will let them know.
Good.
If they do, if they don't.
So Ruben's going to get you a new roof and save you some money in those areas. Make sure you tune in.
Tons of money.
Yeah, tons of money. And hopefully you're going to make tons of money in your fighting career. We're excited for the main event. Can't wait to see you there. We wish you a great fight. And
hey, thank you guys. Thank you for having me, man. I know we've been busy, but I do watch you a lot. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys having me. I'm excited to just go out there and do my thing and be that dog and just give people what they want to see.
And we're excited to watch it, man. I know they're going nuts in the chat and everything for you. So thanks again, man. Go enjoy your day. Make some money, hang out with the kids.
Yes, sir.
And keep being a good, down to great fighter. We'll see you in July. All right, my friend?
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
You too. Bye-bye. There he is, Ruben War. I didn't expect to talk to Ruben that long. The bullet hole thing kind of threw me for a loop.
How about that?
Dude, there wasn't one. One's enough. There was like 20 shots in that car.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad. I like Ruben, but I will not ride in a car with him.
And it was over a girl?
No, it sounds like, I think what he was saying was, he worked at a roofing company. They screwed him out of a lot of money. And he went to another roofing company. And I guess that the guy from the old roofing company saw his new boss, who was like his brother, at a football game. And they were messing with him. So then Ruben, being tough probably than anyone that works at the roofing company, went over there to go confront them. Mano a mano, let's talk about this. Yeah. And then gunshots started coming. He's in there with his girl. But it sounded like the girl with some problems too. So it's probably better off that that's all done.
There's no Hawk 2 worth getting shot at.
I love you so much, Evan. Speaking of, I don't know where I can transition out of that. All right, let's go back to the mailbag, though, because we got some more stuff to get to.
Not done with the mailbag yet?
Yeah.
We have a new sound for Brandon, by the way.
What is it?
It's our old boss.
We did it.
You broke it!
Yeah. That's for Brandon.
We did that.
I want to hear it again.
We did it last week.
You broke it! You fucking broke it!
I love that, man.
It's a great one.
Little Ben saying non-shots like 50 Cent, like 50. All right, so let's see what else we have going on here. Okay, this is the guy, Randy in Fort Lauderdale. Do we have this? He said that he wants to know if we like Pac-Man, and he sent something out. I didn't get to see it yet. Do we?
Is it this guy?
Man, that girl with virus talking about she got to give him that. Nah, man. I want my lady to sound like Pac-Man. Talking about a lot.
Did we not preview this? Did we not preview this first? That's awesome.
Anything you send me.
We can't escape. I didn't send that to you. That was in the mailbag. I did send that to you, but I didn't preview it either. We can't escape this Hawk to it thing. Let's move on from that. This is the one. Chris from Wichita. We do these punching bag videos every week. He sent in a punching bag video. This is a punching bag of a different kind. They're messing around at a store. I swear to... Dude, what is going on today in there? Let's...
What happened?
Well, I mean, it didn't start from the top of it because he fired it too early last time. Here. So they're messing around. Now, here.
Oh!
I'd kill him. I'd kill you if you did that to me.
Oh. That's awful, man.
Emotion.
That's brutal, dude.
Oh, that hurts.
I wouldn't want that. All right, so where are we at now? Where are we at? Oh, Doug Guy 79 sent this photo in. BKFC 62 sighting of a car, and it looks like, I don't know if it's his car or somebody's a big fan. The 4-0, number 4 ranked bantamweight, a guy with a minute over Mike Livingston, most recently, Chris Dynamite Garcia. So he was just on our last card in Florida. I don't know if that's his car or somebody who's a big fan of him, but I thought that was cool. Somebody sent that in. Out there looking for BKFC content for us. We appreciate you. This is great, too. The director, he had a live, not our director, his name's the director or something on Instagram. He had a live reaction to one of the most interesting parts of BKFC 62. Let's watch the live reaction. Audio would be great.
Oops.
The whole point of it's audio. Dude, you suck today.
You yelling at me?
No, sir.
You broke it.
No.
Ref started choking.
Ref started choking. Look at the good tequila. So this is somebody watching this live. And they kind of the same reaction we had. All right, look, we talked about it earlier. Referee's okay. Keith talked about it after the fight. Keith's okay. He just didn't know what he was swinging at. He's fight or flight, man. He's a military guy. He just kept going. So respect to Keith. We can't wait to see you back soon. But I feel like everybody had that same reaction. Now my mic's cutting out in my headphones. What's going on today?
You
Can you hear me?
stepped on your cable.
No, well,
the connection.
I have a big cable. I step on it quite often down here. All right, let's see. Brandon M. Oh, this is appropriate. How about this? Brandon M. Brandon M is his name, and he wrote in parentheses, I didn't break it, and I'm not a messer-upper of things like him. Thanks for keeping people like him in line, guys. Makes me hate my own name, Brandon M says.
No problem.
He sent this in. It's called Quicksand Fighting. We love you, Brandon. I'd watch this. This is pretty good. What the hell's going on? It's like it's in fast motion, but it's not. Did they speed that up? All right, I'd still watch it. It's just ridiculous. The cake ingredients. That's great. All right, there you go. Quicksand Fighting. That's interesting. Who's this? Helter Skelter, you and I said a little bit late, but happy Father's Day. Apparently it's a dad and a son boxing he wanted us to watch. With a dog. Dog's loving it. I love that, dude. Yo, serious question here. I look at that and it made me laugh, but like, I'm a dad. You're going to be a dad. I know Brandon's a dad. Yeah. I feel like maybe I'm crazy, but if I had to fight my own dad, right? Like in a real fight. Yeah. I don't know if it's because it's just like, he's my dad and he's always going to be my dad. Like, I feel like my dad could still whip my ass. I do. Do you feel that way about your father? Either of you guys. Maybe it's because he's a dad. He's got the old man strength.
Yeah,
I
don't even like thinking about that, man.
You don't like because your dad would annihilate you. He's
that's it. Yeah.
So seriously though, I mean, he could still kick your ass.
My dad? Yeah, he's had both knees. He's had both knees replaced, so I know where to kick first.
Just kick him in the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Brandon?
I don't know. My dad's. I don't know.
My dad's in really good shape.
I've never thought about that before. So
I'm thinking about it now. My dad would beat the hell out of me. I have no shame in saying it. All right, let's see what else. You guys are on fire today in there. Thanks for all your happiness in there, Brandon.
Welcome.
Brandon's pissed off at me, I think.
He is tired of getting yelled at.
Maybe
he'll learn. Maybe he'll learn.
All right, let's go to Dan.
I'm submitting a fucking Amazon wish list. I'm not doing the show till you buy all.
Well,
these
here's
things.
the thing: it's not your fault. I'm not. I'm yelling at you, but it's this faulty equipment.
It's my fault. It is his
fault.
It
is. Okay.
He zones out. He starts playing on his phone.
Does he do
just
that?
like he did while we're bashing on Brandon?
Oh, jeez.
At the press conference, he was shooting, and we're like, Brandon, get that shot. And we look over, and he's on his phone texting during the live press conference, and missed the shot.
He missed it?
He missed the shot.
Now, what happens then for that?
He was reprimanded.
Okay. As long as no more Hawk Tua for him. Danny Christie.
But look,
he's great.
Brandon does great. We know we're tough on him, but he's spinning a lot of plates, so.
No, he is.
He's nobody else could do what Brandon does, so.
You're getting compliments from Evan live on a show that'll live forever. That doesn't happen.
Sorry, I'm just going to give him a big list of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's followed by probably an Asana list that's like a mile long.
Here's Danny Christie.
Yeah, Danny Christie.
I'm grateful for that night. You know, things certainly work out for the better. You know, like I say, I'm another 2 wins deep. I'm in a great position now with the promotion at middleweight, talking about some trip abroad or some big opponent. You know, I'm buzzing. But moreover, you know, I'm buzzing for Jared Warren, you know, that he's achieved greatness, you know, and he's got to the pinnacle, you know, in this sport. Fair play to him, you know, what a man. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. You know, he's a good man with a good heart, and his lovely woman Crystal, you know, I was pleased to meet her as well. You know, they're the second bare knuckle couple that I've been acquainted with, you know, and it just goes to show, and I know there's more out there that I haven't yet met, you know, so it just goes to show how much the sport's growing and how big it's going to be. You know, and what can I say? It's been an absolute pleasure to be acquainted and to have been smashed to bits by the now, you know, reigning, defending world champion Jared Warren. So, you know, enjoy your victory, big man. Bye-bye for now.
Very classy. I'm a big fan of Danny Christie. I know they fought before. I know, like you said, Jared came out on top. I thought it was cool. If you want to see more of that, Danny Christie has a whole probably like 5-6 minutes talking about Jared and how excited he is for him. I think he says he's buzzing. He's very excited. And look, Danny Christie's got a great YouTube channel. I enjoy watching it on the reg. But that was interesting that he talked about that, how he felt after the fight with him. The other things I want to get into, we promised you some announcements. We promised you some backstage footage you'll never really see anywhere else because we're the ones that shoot it, exclusive footage. So I want to look at the walkbacks. We're speaking to Jared Warren. He is the new light heavyweight champ, and let's see what he had to say on the way back. I haven't seen these yet. Love Strength. I love that. I love that song too. Oh, there I am. Wow.
It's nice to really feel the fruits of your labor. You know what I mean? This is a difficult, unforgiving sport. You don't get do-overs. You got to make the best of it every time. And again, even though the time wasn't pretty, you still made the best of it. Get this job done.
Easy work, man.
Thank you, sir.
All work, easy work.
There you go. Jared Warren, new champ. We've talked about him a lot. Congratulations to him. Also, new bantamweight champ, Alberto Blas. This is his walk back.
Let's go. Toro fans. I'm here, you know. You fucking real Toro.
It's great.
I'm the champ. I'm the champ, Toro.
Let me tell you something.
I think I know what you're going to say, and I think I'm going to agree. But I want to hear it in a second. But I think we're on the same page.
Follow me. Let's go. Hey, I'm the champ. Hey, okay, it's okay. I'm BU too. I'm the fucking deal. You know, I'm the new.
Go ahead, Evan. I see what you're going to say. I think we're on the same page.
This guy did his entire interview, his pre-fight, you know, the build-up roadshow in Spanish.
I know.
And we had a translator because the guy said he didn't speak English. I had it sent and transcribed so we knew what we were listening to. And then we get to the press conference and he starts speaking English. Like perfectly.
I thought the same thing.
I'm like, this
what?
guy, we would have saved so much time not have, but maybe he's not as good at English.
He
but
might not be.
It sounded fine to me.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like when it's not your first language, you're embarrassed. But I'll say this. He's got so much charisma. Even when he's just leaving, it was a quick fight, but he's coming out of the fight. English not his first language, and this guy is doing more than most on the roster would do. He's jumping around. He's excited. So I'm excited to see where he's going to help take the product as champion because the charisma is unparalleled. He's got great charisma. Now we know that us dumb Americans, we can understand him. He put himself off on us pointing to him. I don't know if I was even pointing the right way. We can understand him. The other one I want to look at, he's here in the chat actually. Hi, Kai Stewart. Kai Stewart, he is continuing to be the featherweight champion. He's still the featherweight champion. Here's his walk back.
What's on my mind? I've always been the king of the featherweights, but now I'm king of the BKFC, baby. Damn, where do I begin? Brian Duran definitely brought a war for me. And you know what? He deserves everything that he's got coming for him in life. He's a true warrior. I didn't give it to him at first, but goddamn, that was the best fight I've had. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
But as for what's next, they gave me Lil Jim. Lil Jim's next. He's gonna fucking get it, baby.
Yo.
Thank you, Ty.
Kai's nuts. He's coming out of a fight. Lil Jim, Jimmy Rivera. That'll be interesting. What do I think?
Yeah.
I think that everyone has doubted Kai. I'm one of the only ones that hasn't doubted Kai. I think, I shouldn't have said one of the only ones. I just think Kai's got something. Here, I don't know if we're going to hear this. We're just watching B-roll, but...
No, volume's coming.
Inside of the squared circle, I believe you know him very well. Mr. Jimmy Rivera. It looks like that's who we got next. Jimmy Rivera, Kai Stewart for that featherweight champion. You got one message to that man right now.
I almost couldn't see him because he's so damn short, but Lil Jim, I guess you deserve it. It's going to be your time to celebrate your pension because you're done when we fight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there you go. Dude, Kai's on it, man. He's got a award. He's making insults.
I like that fight, but I feel like Jimmy's number 5. Like, you got Brandon Allen. You got a couple guys in front of Jimmy. Which I don't even know if that fight's happening.
But I don't either. But we've talked about this before. The rankings, sometimes we want to look at them, but sometimes they almost don't matter, I feel like.
I wonder what Kai thinks. He's in the chat. See
Kai, let us know.
He probably doesn't even care.
He just wants to
fight whoever.
He just wants to take a rest and fight.
But I feel like we haven't seen Brandon Allen in a while.
No, Brandon Allen's on the come up too. That guy's dangerous.
Even though you say it doesn't matter. But
I know it does. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying that
you totally discredit.
Our rankings are our rankings are kind of rough. I mean, I saw some and we've talked about it many times on the show. I'm not discrediting anybody. What I'm saying is that sometimes I feel like there's exciting fights. Somebody might not be ranked number 1, and that fight gets made.
Maybe, and also sometimes schedules don't work. There's a lot more to the matchmaking. I don't even know if Jimmy just was in there facing off.
Are we going to become legal in Jersey at some point? Maybe that's a fight they're trying to do in Jersey. You know what I mean? Because Kai's going to hometowns and destroying people, he says. So who knows? Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Kai, really quick, Kai's bare knuckle Brandon. So apparently there's another Brandon with an Instagram account, bare knuckle Brandon, that like kept posting about him. And when I saw Kai on Fight Week, he was like, "Hey man, I appreciate everything you're posting about me." I'm like, what? Like, you're bare knuckle Brandon? I'm like, nope. That's someone else.
You're broke at Brandon.
Yeah, he got the B's mixed up.
I love it. Kai Stewart, he said old versus new. Lil Jimmy is next and Dunzo. That's what Kai's saying in the chat here on YouTube. So there you go. I think Kai's going to fight anybody there. He's probably feeling himself right now. He's probably excited, and he's probably going to fight anybody they put in front of him. I mean, he said it himself. He told me, kind of whispered in my ear before we went up to the press conference, the post-fight presser. He said, thank you for BKFC. They've done so much for my life. And he knows. He's aware of what we've brought to him and what he's bringing to the product. I think there's a good upside for Kai. I mean, and part of the reason is not just his talent in fighting and his development that we're seeing. It's his age. And it's also, when you look at Kai, like I just said, whether people like it or not, he was just in a war, and he's already insulting little Jimmy, saying you're too short, like just off the cuff. Kai can talk too, and I think it's a very important piece of the puzzle. We've talked about it a lot of times. So we're going to see what Kai does, but I'm excited to see what's next for him. And shout out to Gaio too. Guy like Kai gave him his flowers. What a good fight. What a great fight. If he didn't wreck his shoulder, he said that might have been a little more interesting of a fight, but Kai's the winner, and that's how it goes down the history books. Congratulations to Kai Stewart. Other than that, a lot of celebrities in attendance in Hollywood. I'm feeling this more and more. We're like the place to be. Celebrities showing up. You see Tito Ortiz in the middle there. I was talking to Lido. He said Tito loved the event. Lil Pump, I'm very uncool. My rap knowledge is gone, but apparently a huge rapper nowadays. Everyone's a little something. like Little Jimmy. And then let's see what else we have there. Okay, we have Mark Ingram, football player. He's been to many shows. And then we have Bam Margera, Westchester's own, who's there challenging Johnny Knoxville to a fight. Now, I don't think it's going to happen in a BKFC ring, but I heard him talking about it. Bam Margera from Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is actually right down the road from where we're doing this show. So we love to see, there's many more that we didn't mention, but we always love to see celebrities come out and enjoy themselves. Actually, Eric Bischoff, if you're a fan of pro wrestling, he's very instrumental in pro wrestling. He was there. He was licking his chops to get involved with the product. He really told me, he said, Soscia, I think you guys got a really good thing going here.
That's just what we need.
So Eric Bischoff was able to do a lot. If you're unfamiliar with wrestling, he was able to defeat WWE, who was undefeatable for 83 weeks straight. So he knows sales, he knows television, he knows a lot of stuff. And we'll see. Maybe he'll come in as a piece of the puzzle, Eric Bischoff. But he was there. It was cool to see him there. Too sweet for all the wrestling fans. Too sweet for life. All right, let's and also, it's cool too because we sold out that place, biggest combat sporting attendance ever with all homegrown talent. And speaking of homegrown talent, everybody was there. I mean, I tried to, I'm going to forget people. I know Luis Baboon Palomino was there. Lorenzo Hunt was there. Elvin Brito. Elvin Brito was angry. I don't know if anyone else talked to him. He was angry, and he gets angrier every time I see him. He told me, he grabbed me by the arm really hard. He's like, you think I was angry in my last fight? It's going to be 10 times the anger in my fight coming up. He's pumped. He's ready to go. And I don't know. Did we announce that? I think we did, right? His fight? I don't even know.
Soto?
No, I'm talking about Elvin Brito.
Yeah, he's fighting Jake
Lindsay. Fighting Lindsay. Yeah, Jake Lindsay is a formidable opponent, but Elvin says we're going to see even more anger and more aggression out of him. I'm excited to see what he brings to the ring. Former world champ Arnold Adams, we talked about him a couple weeks ago on the show. He's looking great. He's dropping weight. He's ready to go. The Redneck was there. Dave Mundell. Jessica Borga was there. Ryan Reber, the number one ranked bantamweight, who was, by the way, causing commotion in the post-fight presser. I think it was Bloss he was yelling at. Reggae Beauty Crystal Pittman there supporting her man. Rambo Russo was there. H.D. Davis was there. The list goes on and on and on and on. They all come out as fans. I think that's pretty cool. It shows how much they love the product. Another thing I want to check before we get out of here, we got a couple more minutes, is I call these Vespi Selects. We talk about how great the content team is and how great the filming is, the Evans guys, but we love the still photography too, and you just go through them. I mean, it shows a different story. People seem to like this when we do it, so I like spotlighting it. Some of these fights, when you capture them like still like this, it's ridiculous. That's awesome. That guy's pumped from winning. And there's our cut man, G. Perez, Albert Inclin, Albert Inclin is a tough dude. There you go. Vicens and Shaw. We talked about Vicens earlier. I mean, if I feel like if Jade doesn't get the fight with Christine, if they're going to match somebody out, Vicens has to be in line for it. There you go, man. Look at that. I wouldn't want to feel any of these. Boom! Look at that shot. There's Bloss, the new champ, laying it on Keith Rockstar Richardson. So some great photos here as we continue. There's the main event. Of course, you have the retaining champion, I should say, Kai Stewart and Brian Duran. Well, that's cool there. Other than that, we want to get out of here with, this is cool. Not yet. Wow, we have more. Rothwell honored by the Kenosha mayor. Ben Rothwell was honored by the Kenosha mayor for his contributions to the community. And we're excited about that. Anytime a BKFC fighter can be recognized the way that they are, congratulations, Ben Rothwell, a wonderful guy. And we talked about it earlier on the show. Mick versus Ben, is it going to happen? It was hinted at last week. We saw some stuff, like I said earlier. It's a fight I want to see. Let us know in the comments if you want to see it. I feel like that's one of the only heavyweight fights to make at this point right now. Let's see what happens. But congratulations to Big Ben Rothwell, Kenosha mayor, giving that for his contributions to the local community.
Check this out.
What?
Just a full shot of the crowd from Russ's Facebook.
That's awesome. Sold out. And I want to talk about this anyway. The sold out show. You can see it packed.
No,
and you can't
tier.
But you can't even see the top. Yeah, that's one. There's like a level or two above that, just packed. People were standing on the floor. It was crazy.
See that? Yeah, right there, right at the end. You
very
can
top. The other thing I want to spotlight, and I think I said this. I was going to do it during the Lytle thing. You don't have to show it if you don't have it available. But I, on purpose, took a quick shot of the weigh-in show. The weigh-in show, it's hot in here. Yeah, it was hot in here because there's so many people. I think it was probably one of the, if not the most attended weigh-in shows we've ever had, standing room only. Here you can see it. All these people pumped for the fight. And this is like I said, homegrown show. There's no gigantic former UFC stars or anything on here, which I think is really cool to show that. The weigh-in show, they were ready to go, man. So thank you. Thank you to Hollywood for all the support. We love coming there. Another guy that was honored recently, Zach Calamus, the Shark. He was honored in his local area. Of course, there he is. I mean, I guess we didn't pay attention to the notes that I told you when I sent this. So we'll just kind of scroll through to get to the newspaper all the way at the end. I'll just tell you what to do. Scroll. Stop. There it is, a true honor. Front page of the sports section in his town. Basically getting, it looks like the key to the town, which is awesome. You can go to the next one, too. A lot of ink in there. Zach Kalmus, congratulations to him. We love the support from the local communities. We love to hear more if you're recognized. Thank you for that. It makes us feel good. You know, it makes us feel good that people are caring about us and to print us in the paper and to talk about us, put us on their websites. Thank you and congratulations to Zach Kalmus. Other than that, the thing I want to get to is this is important. This is a little bit of breaking news here. This is the upcoming Edmonton card we've been talking about. I think we've announced it. We've announced so many recently that I don't even know if we've announced it, but it is August 31st, Edmonton, Canada, and there you go. There's your main event. Gibson Randall. There you go. The main event for Edmonton, Canada. That's going to be great. We're looking forward to going there again. It was a great venue last time we were there. A loud place. They love us in Canada. If you're in Edmonton or nearby, come on down. Come see us, man. River Creek Casino. It's going to be awesome. And there's your main event announcement, so you can get excited about that. We'll have more main event announcements hopefully coming up next week and throughout the week. Make sure you stay tuned to the show, but also make sure you're checking our social media at Bare Knuckle FC across all social media. We'll keep you updated there or at bkfc.com. So let's start, before we get out of here, going over what we've announced, because a lot was announced over the weekend. That was the big announcement today for the main event. Of course, we know about Pachanga, our next event coming up. A lot of people calling it Pachanga. It's Pachanga. We just talked to Ruben Ward today. That's going to be great. July 12th, a Friday night, versus Robbie Problems Peralta. We're looking forward to that card. Looking forward to going back to California. After July 12th, we're going to head to, there we go, Sturgis, the big bike rally, man, South Dakota. Hart Starling on top of that. We're looking forward to that fight for the title. A lot of fans are. We've been waiting for that one. And then after that, August 10th, we'll be back in Coventry in the UK, the birthplace of Bare Knuckle. Tierney versus Graham. That's another one that's going to be great. We were just talking about the one after that, August 16th in Kansas City. It'll be a fight night. The Gypsy Jake Lindsay versus El Bandito, Elvin Brito, who has a lot of aggression. He said we're going to be seeing a lot more out of him, a lot of anger. And then we just talked about it, August 31st, River Creek Casino. But there's more after that. There's even more. Of course, September 6th will be in Salt Lake City. Looking forward to returning there for BKFC 65, waiting on some main event announcements and announcements on that card. Again, keep up to date at bkfc.com. And then September 13th, we're back where it all just happened, the Hard Rock in Hollywood, our home away from home. I know we're going to pack it again. I know we have announcements coming up. Stay tuned for them September 13th. I believe tickets are on sale for that. I could be wrong. Make sure you check because you want to get your tickets because we had to shut people out. We don't want to do that, but we had to shut people out last time, so get them early. Make sure you get in there. BKFC.com, returning September 13th to Hollywood, Florida. Looking forward to that. And we have one more coming up in Spain. There you go. Franco Tenaglia versus Tony Loco Soto. Soto's been getting ready. I've been watching him online. We'll feature some more of his content coming up. It's for the vacant BKFC Lightweight Championship in Spain. And Evan, we were talking before the show. That's like in a bullfighting ring, right?
Yeah, I think they finally outlawed bullfighting in Spain. So I guess the arenas are opening up. I double check me that. I could be wrong, but while we're on Tony Soto and everybody getting awarded, yesterday was declared Tony Soto Day in.
I was looking for that. I thought I saw it. Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
There you go.
Thank you.
It says proclamation honoring Tony Loco Soto. It says whereas Tony Loco Soto grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and moved to Hickory, North Carolina. Whereas he is a married family man, and he's recently opened his own gym, Loco Soco Boxing, in Hickory, with his goal of being able to help change lives through fitness. Whereas he is extremely disciplined professional athlete and has made incredible sacrifices to get to where he is today. And whereas he is quickly establishing himself as one of the top bare-knuckle boxing athletes in the world.
There you go.
He is undefeated.
Hey, man, undefeated. Get that one in there, yeah.
Ranked lightweight in the sport of preeminent worldwide league bare-knuckle fighting championship. And whereas Tony's next bout will likely be for the BKFC.
All right, we had. I tried to do the polite cutoff there. I was trying for it. No, that's huge. If you want to see more, go to Tony's page. I actually had that in my rundown, and then I'm like, am I crazy? I knew I saw it, but I couldn't find it. So thank you for bringing that up, Evan. I appreciate that.
All three fight like at the same time. Is there like some national thing?
Yeah, why don't we
have to honor somebody this month?
We want to get recognized here. They'll never recognize us in this area.
Brian Soscia Day.
Yeah, right. That'd be a problem.
Soscia month.
Soscia month. I want Brandon Day. He deserves a day. He does. So, no, it's cool. I think it's really cool that these fighters are getting honored like that, and they deserve it, and they put a lot of hard work in it. And Tony, like they said, he's got his own gym and all. I would have liked to hear Tony's response. You got the mayor over there talking this way. Then you got, like, the New Yorker Tony. It was completely different accents. Congratulations to them. And we appreciate you guys. Other than that, I think that we're on our way out, right? That's all we have for today. Yeah, you know what? The other thing I want to say is we're 99.9% sure that next week it's 4th of July week. You're going to be out doing your thing, a lot of you. I'm going to be with my family. I hope you spend some time with your family. So no show next week. So make sure you note that. But we'll be back again the week after that. Excited as we lead up to California. We can't wait to get to California. Listen, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for liking what we do. Hit the love button wherever you're watching. Make sure you share the virus, known as the Bare Knuckle Show, because we want to keep spreading the virus. A big hop to you. And I want to say, remember, get bucked up, drink some Savage Sip. Where'd I put it? There's so many sponsors now. And knuckle up! Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns to California for BKFC Fight Night Pachanga. Witness combat sports vet Robbie Problems Peralta fighting to reclaim victory as he knuckles up with a man who will stop at nothing to claim superstardom, Ruben Bad Boy War. In the co-main event, Japanese sensation Tetsuki Shinotsuka travels to the U.S. to battle the fierce Cary Caprio. Don't miss history in the making. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it now at bkfc.com.